And when you say creating or writing new stories, do you mean rewriting the old stories, the versions that you have in your head or in your heart? Or do you mean writing stories about your future, about what you want to manifest? Or both?
Both, yeah. So what happens when you write your story down and you see the version that you carry in your head, you have a moment of confrontation where you recognize that some of the stories that you're carrying in your head are not so true.
Yeah.
Because it's easy until you look it down and you witness and you have other people witnessing it, it's easy to ignore or to blame. Oh, it's everyone else's fault and I'm the victim. You can do a lot of things if it's just in your own mind. But when you put it down and you have that witnessing, you're like, oh, these are the places where I disappointed, or these are the places where I failed. And that's an important part of the recognition
Mhm.
of what's available to you going forward. Because if you don't acknowledge in your own story what's actually true, without that radical honesty, it's very difficult to then create something new for yourself going forward. What happened for me after I wrote all of this was that life changed on its own. I didn't even really need to practice the manifestation and the visualization and make the vision. I didn't really even need to do any of those things because the writing was transformative. And as I transformed, I was showing up differently. And as I was showing up differently, everything around me started changing,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to create the change. I was the change, and then life responded to me on the other side.
That's beautiful. I love that. It's a practice that I also do, and I also do it with my clients. It's like rewriting these old stories in order to make
Mhm.
them like more neutral, more balanced versions of a reality. And it is also about responsibility, because of a lot of us see ourselves as victims of situations where we, you could say as such, you are sometimes a victim, and there are a lot of people, especially women, that have trauma, but we are not our trauma. And it doesn't mean that we cannot step out of that and change or look at it. And a lot of us also consider that if we are a victim or if we have failed in something, that it's like we are the failure. It's like they impersonate the event that didn't work or the relationship that didn't work.